do talk a lot and you write a lot about how important it is to address price on your website. That's sort of table stakes for anyone doing They Ask You Answer. That's a huge step in the Big Five, in trust building, in the content and the video production that we ask our clients to do. What is your 30,000 foot view on how inflation and price changes factors into that really important principle?
Well, here's what's interesting about this. If you understand They Ask You Answer, and then you understand the subject of pricing itself, you realize that it's not just how much is the thing. Let me give you an example. During COVID, we had a client at Impact who is a metal roofing supplier slash manufacturer, and they were dealing with incredible fluctuations in steel pricing. And so that year they wrote an article that was, I think this was 2021, they wrote an article that was something like, I believe the title was, The Price of Steel in 2021, When Will the Price of Steel Go Down? And it turns out that that was their number one lead generating piece of content that year, which is so interesting if you think about it. That was their number one. Now, why was that their number one, right? And of course, the reason why that was their number one is because people wanted to know. They were researching in real time. And so when you have an inflationary time period, you have a lot more people researching about cost and price because it's changing. And so because it's changing, if you can stay in like on the front end of that wave and continue to talk about it and talk about it in diverse ways, you're going to be more successful than everyone else. Another example of talking about cost and price is using the phrase cheapest. Cheapest. And so the cheapest ways to purchase a particular product or service. You might not be the cheapest, but I guarantee you, people are researching that. It's every industry, people are researching the cheapest such and such, okay? And so you might hear me say that. You might say, Marcus, well, we're not the cheap provider. Of course you're not. But is it possible that by you explaining the cheapest, that now all of a sudden you can help them understand what value actually does look like and make them justify in their mind, you know what, I was looking for the cheapest, but I can see why I would actually want to spend that additional 20%, and I think that's the route that I'm now going to take. Right? That's smart. That's smart marketing right there. Not enough people think that way. So there's many ways that we research money. There's many ways that we ask questions about money. There's many forms of pricing and cost and salary and expensive and all these cheap, all these types of phrases that we use. Become obsessed with them and the way people are asking and searching and fearing them, and then lean into them. And this is the gift that keeps on giving. It's been giving, for almost 15 solid years. I've been talking about this subject of discussing cost and price, etc., on your website more openly so that you can help define value in the marketplace. And in a time of inflation, it's more important than ever that you continue to be that thought leader and you explain to the world why inflation's happening in your space. You give them an honest feel for what budget could look like today, could look like tomorrow, help them prepare their budgets, and if you do that, once again, you're going to win that magical emotion, that one that we're always going after, which of course is trust. And really, that's what this whole thing is about.
I think we'll leave it there. Perfectly said, Marcus. And this aligns with what you always say, that obsess with your customers' questions, worries, fears, and concerns. And this is the important part. Even if they make you uncomfortable, and maybe in this case, especially if they make you uncomfortable, if it feels hard to talk about, your buyers are asking about it and wondering about it. So don't leave them in the dark. Be honest, be transparent, practice all the things that you're talking about as components of trust.